The most embarrassing thing that ever happened to me with my phone happened when I was 16 and I was going to a concert with my new friends who were the bad kids. Now, something you should know about me, I'm a great driver. I've never been pulled over, I've never had an accident, I've never touched another car with my car. I'm great. But that's not cool. And I've got this car full of bad kids that I'm trying to look cool in front of. I'm not gonna drive unsafe, so I explained to them, you know, I'm driving this way because I've had so many speeding tickets that if I get one more, they're gonna take my license away. So as I'm recounting the wonderful stories of my crimes, I didn't realize I had butt dialed my mom, who was listening to the whole thing, who calls me back a minute later and says, "Grant, you're grounded. You can't have the car. You're a terrible driver, and now I know that." And to this day, I've never told her the truth, because there's nothing more embarrassing than lying to look cool for your high school friends. I might still be grounded from that.
So my most embarrassing moment with my phone was actually at my last job, where I worked with a lot of stuffy lawyers. But the great perk of that job was that I got to work from home. And I would be on these long conference calls where I wouldn't say a word. I would just sit there in silence for 2 hours with the phone on mute and do pretty much whatever I wanted. My go-to was to just practice my bass. And one day on a call, we were well into hour 2, and my boss, out of nowhere, asked me a question, at which point I was just in the middle of just shredding. So I panicked, pressed the phone off mute, and answered the question. I didn't really answer the question. I just kind of mumbled through some jargon that I'd learned, and then immediately just went right back to just shredding as hard as I could for about 20 to 30 seconds before I realized that I was off mute. And then once I finally realized it, I said out loud, "Oh no," and pressed mute again. No one said anything, but after the call, my boss called me. I'm like, "Great, here it is, this is my reckoning." We kind of debriefed from the call, and at the end, he's like, "Cool, all right. Were you playing bass at the end there?" I said, "Yeah, I'm really sorry. That was very embarrassing." There's a couple seconds of silence, and he goes, "That was awesome, man. We should get together and jam sometime." And then I kind of joined his band.
When phones first got cameras on them, I did what everybody immediately did, which was I wanted to take a nudie pic of myself. Not that I had anyone to share it with. I thought maybe down the line, if I do, I'll have it ready to go. So I got a skimpy little outfit, like my one thong that I had. Got my pose down perfect, which was the showing the butt cheeks with the back facing the mirror and then the head looking over and a nice like flash. It was a beautiful shot. I took about 20 to 30 pictures to get it just right, and then I decided to do absolutely nothing with it. So years go by and I decide, hey, I want a new profile picture. So I was scrolling through my old photos, and as I'm scrolling down, I rediscover my nudie butt pic. And it's very, very tiny, and I'm like, what did my butt look like? So totally forgetting what I was doing, I clicked on the picture and it instantly popped up as my profile picture. And I was paralyzed with shock, and I was trying to hit buttons, but nothing was working. I was able to finally delete it, but then after that, I just lived in a state of total paranoia. Like I knew somebody saw it. I know to this day someone saw it. Someone watching this right now knows exactly this story, exactly what I'm talking about. I know you're out there. I know you've seen my butt, and I'm sorry.